After being the NBA Cinderella team in 2022, where they had a top 10 offensive rating in NBA history, the Kings seem to finally have a positive outlook. Now, the Kings are at the outside looking in of even making the play-in, and trade rumors about De'Aaron Fox are at an all-time high. The Kings are becoming a disaster, but why is this the case? Well, let me show you. As I just mentioned, the De'Aaron Fox trade rumors are at an all-time high, while the Kings' disappointing start has played a factor. That's not the sole reason. Some other reasons are Fox declined to sign an extension this past offseason. It was reported that De'Aaron Fox agent Rich Paul met with the Kings, and if Rich Paul is doing this and you're a fan of the team, you should be nervous. Also, he was on Draymond Green's podcast and said this.
To pass on that amount of money and just play the season out?
For me, man, it has all to do with just the team, the organization. Where are we going? Uh, I want to make sure
Mhm.
that we're in a position to try to win in the future. Because that's ultimately what I want to do. Like, I know I make enough money
Mhm.
regardless of where I play or what I do. Like, I'm gonna be fine.
And let's not forget, after this season, De'Aaron Fox will be on the last year of his contract. These factors combined has reached to a point to where it makes sense De'Aaron Fox could request a trade this offseason. And there's a team in San Antonio that him and Rich Paul are definitely looking at. Another reason they are in a tough spot is right now it looks like their gamble of signing DeMar DeRozan will not pay off. When the Kings got DeRozan, that was their big move this offseason, and they finally beat the narrative that they couldn't attract star free agents to play for the franchise. There was so much hope that DeRozan could be the second shot creator next to Fox to elevate their half-court offense. DeRozan has been anything but that. He's having one of the lowest field goal percentage and 2-point percentage of his career since 2020, while also having the lowest true shooting percentage, free throw attempts per game, and box plus minus in these past 5 seasons. And his well-known limitations of not being a shooter from deep and the negative defensively have made it hard for DeRozan to fit in. Now, before we get into the rest of the video, I would appreciate it if you could like this video, as it helps the video perform better in the YouTube algorithm, and subscribe to the channel. I would gladly appreciate it. The Kings are also in a tough spot because of Mike Brown. Just 2 years ago, he won Coach of the Year and was given a lot of praise for turning the Kings around and looking like he was installing a winning culture the Kings haven't had in decades. But he's had a massive fall from grace to the point where he's now been fired. Mike Brown, for the past 2 seasons, has made questionable coaching decisions, last season with over-trusting Harrison Barnes, which you can maybe justify, but this season his lack of trust in Keon Ellis is not justifiable. The Kings as constructed are not going to be a good defensive team. Mike Brown not only not having Keon Ellis being the starting lineup over Kevin Huerter, but having the difference between Ellis and Huerter minutes be this big makes no sense. The defensive gap between Keon Ellis and Kevin Huerter is big, and so is the gap with their shooting from deep. And the Kings have a much better net rating per 100 possessions with Ellis and the rest of the starters despite playing way fewer minutes. It's so clear that Ellis deserves way more minutes that Kings fans were chanting Keon Ellis by the Kings bench during their recent game against the Pacers.
Back to the action, 73-61. Indiana with the lead, 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Mark Jones.
In a conference that has only gotten more loaded since their magical 2022 season, the Kings have found themselves in a tough spot. With a head coach that just got fired because of his own stubbornness, their big offseason swing looking like a miss, and their franchise player could be forcing his way out, the Kings, once having a lot of hope, could be on their way to becoming a disaster. I appreciate you watching the video. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Let me know in the comments your thoughts about the Kings' future. See you on the next one.